Good evening, Facebook friends and family. I am here tonight with my dear friend Erma. She is joining me to share some tips and tricks about her health and wellness journey and how that has looked for her. And we also have a super big announcement that we're going to be sharing at the end of this. So we're excited to bring that to you as well for anyone who's ready to step into that light and come along with us on that journey. So Erma, tell us about where you're at now and where you started.
Yeah, so I'm about 70 pounds down on my journey thus far. So yeah, a little surreal. But I will say it did not start off that way. It really started with wanting to just be a healthier individual, not only physically, but emotionally and spiritually. So when I think about, again, Hosay Healthverse, if none of you have been on that website yet, you have something called the 8 pillars of health. And so the emotional and the spiritual are two of those. And that's really for me along the journey is where I started. And that took me probably about a good year to really learn, okay, how do I not use food as a coping mechanism? How do I learn how to manage my stress so I'm not using food to do that? And then really inviting God into my faith and figuring out how to do that and how to partner with him in order to kind of replace those things. So that's really where my journey began.
So prior to stepping into like dietary modification, you spent a good portion of time like healing first. And then we ran into each other at a pool party in 2023.
Yes.
So, and again, we've been friends for years, but, busy lives, whatever. We touched base in 2023 at this pool party. And then so where did that kind of propel you?
Oh my gosh. So it had been a little while since we had seen each other. And so at that point, like I said, I was a year into my emotional well-being and things like that. And I remember seeing you and I was thinking, Lacy looks so amazing. Because at that point, you had lost a lot of weight and I hadn't seen you for a while.
Yes. So when we ran into each other, I like to say I had released I was a little over 100 pounds of toxic weight released at that time. And I had, done that through dietary modification, through Weight Watchers. And so we touched base. I had been on the journey, not healed. We're meeting at different planes. Like, so she has already been through her own journey and we meet up at this point.
Yes.
So I have to
say, so I will have to say that was a very inspiring conversation and really, I think, catapulted me into more of my journey with weight loss. That conversation, because I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, if Lacy can do this, I can too. And you were a huge influence in my life at that point for me to be able to believe in myself and to believe that, okay, I can do this.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, and so during that time, you now are focusing more on like the weight loss part. And I know you had talked about too, how you reduce your calories without feeling like you were depriving yourself or lacking any enjoyment in life. So you started incorporating some more of these processes.
I did. So there were a couple different phases, I would say. I did start off doing Weight Watchers, and one thing, I don't do that anymore, but one thing I did appreciate about it is it helped me learn that nothing was necessarily off the table for me, and that, it's okay if I want to have a cupcake, that's okay, but I don't need to eat it every day, So the foods weren't restricted. I just had to pick and choose what I ate, be mindful of it, and stay active. And so that really, along with beginning my gym journey, really helped me lose my first 50 pounds.
Okay. And so we're spiritually, emotionally in tune. We've healed there. Now we've learned about nutrition and we've learned that I call it the 80-20 rule. If we're making good decisions 80% of the time, 20% of the time we can still enjoy and make those little mistakes that again can't be like daily. And so now you've entered the gym realm. And so that was a little difficult for you.
Oh, yes, it was. Okay. It was. I'm forever evolving in my emotional and my spiritual journey, but some of that had to play into it because, I'm still self-conscious at this point a little bit, and the gym was very scary for me, So anybody that says gym shyness isn't real, I'm here to tell you, it definitely is. But how that looked like is I decided I was going to make a commitment to myself, and that was just to show up to the gym. And I did. It looked awkward, but at least I did it. You know, it looked like me walking into Planet Fitness and me going, you know, I don't know if anybody watching has been there, but there's 2 levels. And so that looked like me walking in, going right up the stairs in the corner where the ellipticals were, all on my own, hoping not to be seen, but at least I showed up. So that's where it started. And then I know that we had some conversations over that, and you were an encouragement for me just to keep going. And so I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do it. So, you know, and some other people had helped me along the journey too with their encouragement. I'm like, okay. So it kind of went from, okay, maybe I can step out of this corner to a different part of the room that was busier. And the more I did that, the more I realized that those people weren't watching me, right?
No one was
they're
there
it's for their own self-improvement. And so then I started kind of getting less shy and realizing that people were showing up for themselves, and I just needed to do the same. And so that's what I did.
So part of your success was just showing up. Making that commitment to just show up and grow in that space, however that looks for you.
And being disciplined. And you know, my journey has been learning the difference between motivation and discipline, because I feel like discipline is more sustainable. You know, motivation can carry you through a season, but once that motivation is gone, that discipline kicks in, and showing up for yourself kicks in. And that's where I feel like has been more successful for me, is learning the difference.
Perfect. So now we've incorporated a whole new aspect into this, and you then had to readjust again, because now with incorporating weights and increased activity, you had to readjust your food yet again and see how that worked for you for fuel and energy, and how that was going to impact you like throughout the day and through your workouts. So again, you're readjusting.
Yeah, you know, the further I began in my journey, the more better I felt. And so I started looking more at nutritional videos, exercise videos, how I can incorporate more of this. And so I really realized, yes, calories in, calories out is important, but there's a difference. You know, protein responds to your body differently than carbohydrates and fats, and we need it all. But learning the difference of that with me and how that really fueled my body and gave my body energy, I love that aspect of it, and I've just learned a lot more with that and how I can partner with that to make my body feel even better. So.
And then during this time, you had a loved one who unfortunately went through some health disparities of their own, and some of the things that you were learning and incorporating in your own day-to-day life kind of spilled over and grew into healing and nurturing in that arena as well. So, like you were just really digging deep, diving in, and learning a lot of new, innovative ways, like healthy healing, like all encompassed, mental, physical, spiritual. And then Erma did something that was just so out of character and just exciting, and she really just blew me out of the water. You enrolled in and forgive me if I say this wrong, you enrolled in a
integrative health practitioner.
Practitioner course.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, and tell us who you're studying under.
Yeah, so I mean, it shocked me too, because I'm a creature of habit. This was not even a direction I ever thought that my life would go in, but you know, here we are, because I think that I found that I needed it. I found that other people needed it. And the more I go on this journey, I feel like there's a lot of benefit that a lot of people can get going more of a holistic approach, because I've seen the benefits of it. And so, yeah, I'm going through, like I said, integrative health practitioner. I'm going to be getting my certification soon, but it's through Dr. Stephen Cabral. Some of you may or may not have heard of him. You can look him up online. But anybody that's even wanting to get their feet wet, he's a New York Times bestseller. He has a book called The Rain Barrel Effect, if that's something that
it's a very good book.
Yes, that's something that will kind of give you some indication of what he's teaching, but it goes into, you know, nutrition. It goes into exercise, and not only that, it talks about stress, it talks about toxins, and so you have all of these things that are incorporated in the certification that I'm learning. So
yes, so and again, Erma, businesswoman, educated, like, you know, very advanced in her career, all business, has now joined us on this journey and is just really spearheading some great integrative ways to improve our health. So I myself as a practitioner had found that a lot of my patients were also inquisitive and coming to me and asking me questions on how they could potentially lower their blood pressure or how they could reduce their cholesterol with dietary lifestyle modification and move away from pharmacotherapy if that was possible. So lots of patients, females especially, asking about hormonal changes and how those symptoms look and how we can create space for healing in that area as well. So this brings us to our big, huge announcement. Moving forward, and again, I've worked in healthcare since 1995. I have got to see the best of all the worlds. Mm-hmm. And so the big announcement is Hosay Healthverse is now opening up. We're going to be taking our first clients. This is an opportunity for anyone who's interested in learning more about ways that they can improve their health and look at their world, again, all encompassing. Peaches is going to be joining me and assisting clients with healthcare goals.
Which is a nickname, so for those of you that don't know.
I apologize. So I've known her, oh my gosh, I don't even want to say how long. But yes, that is her nickname. I only know her as Peaches. But Erma is going to be assisting me with these with all of our village who wants to just improve your health, your mental well-being, just improve your space, your family space. So again, at this time, we're only opening that slot up to 4. We're taking on 4 patients because we want to give you individualized care. We want it to be super focused and super, we want you to have the benefit of it. And so it's going to be very personalized, like very intimate as far as all areas of life and how we can improve upon that. So please visit Hosay Healthverse. If this is something that speaks to you and you're ready to step in and grab onto that opportunity, in the link we are going to have a health intake form that can be completed. You can reach out privately in a message. You can reach out by signing up for the link, but we are so excited to step into this next phase, and we just can't wait to see how we all grow. Yeah. We're growing every day. We are learning something new every day. We are incorporating something new every day. Yeah. And so we just are so excited to be doing this with you, and we just appreciate you supporting us with this labor of love. This has been like such an exciting adventure, and so we couldn't do it without you, and we're so excited to have you come with us and just keep evolving and shedding love and light. Yeah. All right. So check us out. Don't forget that link will be in the messages, and we will be talking to you soon, bringing more tips, tricks, and content. So you all have a good evening, and God bless.